Hi everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio and welcome to my celebration week. So this week in my studio, I am going to be showing you all projects using celebration items. So we're about the halfway point. It started at the beginning of January and it goes to the end of February. So you have a little, about maybe 4.5, 5 weeks. I don't know, February's short, so it confuses us sometimes. You have to 28th of February to get your free things out of here. So every project I do this week will have something celebration that I use on it, either a stamp set, a paper, or maybe sometimes both on one, to give you, if you've narrowed it down and you've gotten your first couple of things when you first looked at the catalog and you're like, oh, I have to have that. And then you get, those 3 or 4 and you're like, oh, do I want this one or that one? I'm going to help you choose. So I will be doing all projects with those. So if you're unfamiliar with how celebration works, if you don't have this catalog yet and you're in the US, I'd be happy to send you this in the January to June or the annual, whatever catalog you need. Just let me know and I can get it in the mail to you. But for every $50 or $100 you spend, you can pick something out of here for free. And then there's also a host set and there's also a join special. So as the week progresses, I will use the host set as well. And then I always have, every month of the year, not just celebration, I have thank you specials. So if you spend $35 this month, you get a free gift. If you spend $175, you get both the free gifts, and that's just additional from me. And then every single month, I also have VIP videos. So if you spend anything at all, you get the videos for special projects, and if you spend $50 and then in a higher level, you get the supplies as well to make them along with me with your little link. So join me this week and we will have some fun creating things with the celebration stamp sets. So today I'm going to use Island Vibes. So let me aim my camera down so you can see the table as I stamp the project. Okay, so I am going to use the Island Vibes a stamp set. It's super fun stamp set. My camera's always at a different angle when I've done this first, the other way. And I have a lot of stuff on the table. Those of you in Card Club, after I do this, I'm gonna film the Card Club videos and it's almost ready to go. I'm waiting on a couple more things to come in today's UPS and then they'll go out in the mail to you tomorrow. So this is the Island Vibes. Again, it is free with a $50 purchase. And I chose it because I'm gonna do a kind of a clean and simple card, and I don't do those a lot, but it's going to be clean and simple, and it can also be a masculine card. It doesn't have to, and you could obviously jazz it up a tiny bit if you wanted to give it to somebody who likes a little bit more is more. But it is out of the celebration, and then I'm going to use a couple of things out of the mini that I haven't even used yet. Well, I've used the paper, I guess, a little bit, and then we're going to use a couple of tools because always during celebration, it's a great time if you've been holding off on getting some tools because you can buy a tool and then you can get a free thing. So one of the papers I'm going to use is, I used this on my gumball card. So if you saw the gumball card, then you have seen this vellum. So this vellum is in the mini and it's part of the tropical suite in there as well. But it has like matte paper. It has like some dictionary paper and it comes in blacks and whites. So it's a really fun little set of paper. If you are in Card Club, you're getting this. And then if you were in Try It, you got some. So I feel like I've used it a lot, but it hasn't been in a lot of my public videos. But those of you in Card Club are getting some of it die cut for one of your projects this month. So it's a really fun little thing that you can use. Then I am using, go back over to this. I'm going to use the You Are Amazing. I think it's on page 40. I looked it up, but that was earlier this morning. Yeah, it's on page 40. I'm going to use the Amazing Thanks dies. I'm not going to use the stamps because I'm using the Island Vibe stamps, but I'm going to use the dies. Now, you don't have to have these to go with these at all. In fact, we got these free as part of being a demonstrator Stampin' Up! Given to us just for attending an online event. And I wasn't going to get the words. And then afterwards, I thought, oh, I really want some words that can cut out. So I ended up getting the words anyways. So I'm going to use the You Are Amazing. And I've already done a little bit of work. And I wanted to use them on this. So sometimes when you're going to use cut out words, it's a little bit difficult because you need to get them straight and you want to make sure they all go the same way. But the nice thing about this vellum is that the words go both directions and they're kind of crookedy anyways on here. Now the dictionary piece would be a little bit trickier, but you could use the map too. And then to make it work a little bit, I'm going to use our adhesive sheets, and these are in the catalogs, and I'm going to show you a start to finish on how to use it. I've already got the U and the R over on my cut and emboss, so you don't have to watch me do all three. But this is in the catalog. It's in the back of the annual catalog, and it's backed by the cut and emboss accessories. So you just kind of trim out the size that you need. So I've got that. And then, so it's like a sticker sheet. So you've got this piece here. You can see where I've done all of the little pieces here. I'm going to put this ready. Now there is a right side and a wrong side to the vellum. So when you make a sticker, obviously you want the right side to be up. So I'm going to flip this over, and you can see it when you see the vellum. It's probably hard to see on camera, but this side's black and this is, you know, seeing through vellum. So then you just take your pick or some snips. This particular pair of my snips has like been damaged, so it actually lifts up really well. So then as you pull this off, you will notice one side is just backing and the other side is super sticky. So this makes your sticker. So you take this on here and you lay this down. So anytime you have really intricate dies and you're like, I really like those, but I'm not really sure how I would stick those to my project, this is how. You just make a sticker. But here's a couple of little tips. So I just put them on like this, and then I just trim this out. So you can see now that here's a little bit of sticky. I'm just going to trim this off because you don't want that to go through your cut and emboss machine because it will stick to the plates. So just make sure that there's no sticky anywhere left. And now when you lay this on here, it will cut and it will turn into a sticker. So let me roll this over. Well, actually, I'm going to leave this and let me do the stamping so then we can do all of our embossing at the same time. So I did tell you I have my Stamparatus, and part of the reason I chose the Stamparatus for this stamp is I'm going to use this little corner stamp, and I just wanted it to be straight. So I've lined it up in here because you see it's got this nice, really straight, clean and simple kind of look. So I always, I laid this in here. So this line was just straight, which was easy to do because they did put this on pretty straight. And then I always line it up for this Stampin' Up thing right here. So I think it was about right here. Like I said, I made this card earlier this morning, and then I went and did a few other things. I'm going to see if that's in the right spot before I put my magnet down. Put it over just a tad. And then I always line them up so one of the lines on here is right. Just a tad more. Yeah, right there's good. The computer's turning itself off. I have to do this, then I'm going to do card clip, and then I have to go to the dentist. Not a huge fan of the dentist. So this is Evening Evergreen. The nice thing about the Stamparatus, not only will this be straight on here, I can get it a couple of coats darker if I choose to. So put this on here and just press hard. And this Island Vibes stamp set is a distinctive, look how beautiful it stamps. So, so pretty, but I can get a little bit darker. I did consider rinsing this off and then stamping it with Versamark and then embossing it to get it to be a little bit brighter, but I thought, no, you're going for clean and simple, and kind of the card kept getting more and more intricate as I went, and I'm like, stop. So I did stop myself. But you can do as many coats as you want, and look how much nicer that it just gets a little bit brighter every time. I'm going to stop because I think that's good enough, but you could do one more. But look how pretty and how intricate those nice stamps are. So now I can move my die cut machine over here, and we can do all of our die cuts at once. And that's all of the stamping. I did think about putting the pineapple on the inside so you could see how the pineapple stamped, but like I said, the card was getting more and more intricate, and I didn't want the video to go on forever. So let's roll this over here. So the amazing dies come with like a balloon, and then the actual more like the words. So you don't have to use them both. You could use either or. So I have the bubbles on the gold from the gold and rose gold metallic that's in the annual catalog. It just takes one pass through of these. So that's all of this. So I'm just going to slide these off here. And then I've just been on a kick with this folder. Been using a ton recently. I'm gonna put this in here. It's the Tasteful Textiles. Been using it with that Fabulous Horizons paper. It's upside down. It looks like it has a little bit of ink right here from the last time I used it. I don't notice that it got on my other one. It must be dry. Sometimes you need to clean your folders, because if you send them through, like this one may get some green ink on it. Because if you put stuff in it right when the ink's wet, it can get green on it. But look, it makes this look like it's watercolor paper. And this is shimmery white, so it's already up a notch on the little fancy scale. So it's clean and simple. So when I do clean and simple, I like everything to look, to start with really nice, like start with nice materials. So the clean and simple doesn't need a lot. So here's this is a 1/4 inch shorter than 4 5 1/4, and then this is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this on here. Just have a layer. I have my Steel Plus because I'm gonna add some ribbon, and then because this is embossed, dry embossed, it will help the gold stick on a little bit better. So now we have these. So let's start with the Amazing, and then we'll just build up from that one. You see they pull out really well. The gold and the rose gold, they have, I don't know how to describe it. It's got like lines of metallic in it, so it always cuts through. You just have to pull up on it to get the dies to pull up, but they're cut. It's just it's the beautiful gold. It just has lines of gold. Pop the two little things out of the bubbles. So see, this is like the big part. And then we'll get our amazing words over here that are now on stickers. And again, you'll just have to knock these out, and they're cut, but because there's a sticker paper in between, sometimes the sticker itself can kind of stick, and the only thing you have to pop out is the little bubbles in the letters. So then you're gonna just use take your pick or some scissors to pull that sticker backing off. And you wanna be careful that you don't tear anything, so just kind of pull gently, because see, it can get it can pull faster than what your sticker is pulling, just because these are kind of intricate little letters. So just flip this over, and then I just start with one letter and just kind of lay them down. It is pretty sticky, so it does stick to your hand, so I try not to touch it to my hands, but until you get it lined up, it will. Isn't that cool? Super pretty, and so much easier than worrying about where you're gonna put your adhesive behind your vellum. And then you do need to kind of press it if you want. The first one I did it on granite, and then I sent the whole thing through the embossing folder. I threw it away because I didn't like it. I should have kept it out so you could see it. The embossing folder helps keep it on, but the granite and this paper, it didn't pop anymore. And I didn't like that. But I do think that this looks, it looks really nice to give like a masculine card. It's just really, really clean and simple, really kind of modern, kind of like a 60s kind of modern look. So now let's do the same thing with the U. It just goes so fast. These are a lot faster since they're short. And then the other word that you get is thankful, but you could always cut, I don't know, it says thanks. It says thanks, but you can cut the S off and do thank you. So you can't, I want to see I tore it because it's sticky, but it's okay. You just puzzle it right back together. I didn't tear it on my other one because I wasn't talking to people. But you can just puzzle it right back on there. And then just make sure you press it on. So we have U and the R. No, we need to, where's my, here it is. It's a little puzzle over here too. So I'll do this one and then I will fast forward that. Okay, so I've got those done. Now I'm gonna take our dimensionals, and this time I'm gonna use the black ones, just because that way if you see underneath it, there's really no white on this card. And if you don't know that we have black dimensionals, the fun thing about our black dimensionals is that when you buy them, you get both sizes. So you get the mini dimensionals and you get the larger dimensionals. So if you think, I don't know how often I'd use them, you will use them because you get both sizes. And they're perfect for this. Plus, because they're on this little black card here, if you do see sideways on them, then you're gonna see this, and it looks like it's all part of this black thing here. I've already done the other two. So see how pretty that is when it kind of bounces this up? So then I have an evening evergreen. I'm just gonna open it long way. So this is cut 11 by 4 1/4. Just as a nice, sometimes to have a card that opens the opposite direction. Flip this over. And because I've got Seal Plus, you don't need hardly any to hold it onto your card. Add this here, and then I'm gonna go to the edge because over here, finally back in stock, is our frayed ribbon. I'm gonna tie a little knot here. Again, I want this to be a card that I could get, like have in my stash if I need to give it to a guy. So it's still clean and simple. I'm not gonna put like a bow on it, but just a little knot if I can tie it. Oh look, I can tie beautiful bows, but I can't tie a knot. Come on. I don't want to pull it off. You can see I don't have much left on this. I have a shipment of it coming, but I used up all I had in my try it class. So now I have just a little knot, and then I'm just gonna put this along the edge, and that's the other reason I wanted the Seal Plus. So just draw a little line of it, and you don't need the whole thing, just at the top and the bottom. And then just add this. And the frayed looks really nice with this stamp set. Just trim this. And then just a couple more things I'm gonna add. I'm gonna take this is my light evergreen. And I just thought the card needed just like a little fill in. I'm gonna add some embellishments. But I just wanted to have a little bit of speckle. You can leave this off. I know some people want their clean and simple super clean. I like to have a little bit more. So just add a little bit of speckles with my blend. And then these are our classic matte dots, and I'm gonna add 5 of them because you always add an odd number. And I've had a couple of people ask me why recently, and I say it all the time, you add an odd number. And it's the rule of thirds. It's something that they teach you in art school and you can try it, just add, like if you're doing 2 butterflies, like if it's something that's a thing, it's not necessarily as important, but just add like 2 or 4, and then your eyes don't really know where to go. When you add, see there's 3, and so they're kind of like in there. When there are 4, then your eyes are like, I don't know which one of these things I'm supposed to look at, and your eyes are trying to figure it out. It's just more, it's a brain thing with our brains. But you can Google I think it's called the rule of thirds, but it is an art thing. So always just add an odd number. So there we go. Super fun little card. Clean and simple. So here's my other one. I did the other one, I did not do as many times. I just did it once with my Stamparatus. You can see this is a lighter version, the same color of evergreen, but just a lighter version of the stamped. And after I was done, I thought, oh, I should have double stamped that because I had it on the Stamparatus, so there was no reason I couldn't. I just hadn't. So there you go. So join me back all this week, and we'll keep going through the Sale-a-bration catalog. If there's one in particular that you don't have, I'm not taking requests for what you already have and you need ideas for. If there's one that's on your list and you're like, oh, I'm trying to decide between the 2 of these, can you show me this? Then I'll move that one to the front on the off chance, because I do have camp this week and I do have to get Card Club out. So if I don't make it through all of them, let me know which ones you most want to see, because you're still thinking it's on your list, not because you need ideas. Because if you already have it, then you're good. But let me know and I'll move it to the front of the list. Everybody have a great week. Bye.